Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 6. It's not week 6 Vegas spread picks. It's closing lines. I'm looking forward to it. I think I might be changing a pick, so I'll let you guys know when we get to that game that I'm changing it. I hope everyone's doing great. Hit the like button, subscribe. I just saw Dino joined on Patreon. Thank you. Link in the description. All my bets will be up after the show. Yo, what's up, D? What's up, D? How you feeling about the Bills on Monday night? What's up, Luco? Yeah, how about those Eagles, man? How about those Eagles? That was a crazy game. Jackson Dart went off. That's like Thursday night for you, and that's why I had to give the disclaimer on the video. Like, this is the gens only zone, and I don't think people understand that. And I don't want to get to the point where I have to just say, "Oh, no take." Because obviously you could tell on the video I didn't have a lean. The leans I gave were Giants to cover, gave the Wan'Dale Robinson. I think I had the under. So, yeah, man, that's what you get on Thursday night. You get a box full of chocolates and surprises. The game was surprisingly good. I thought the Eagles would do something in the second half and get going. What's up, Ron? What's up, Jarrett? Yeah, man, go Bucks. I think I'm one of the few people on the Bucks this week. It was a money pick. Now I see it's up to 3.5. So I guess my only comment to people who got mad about the Bucks money pick is, firstly, Baker Mayfield is an absolute force of nature. And secondly, I think losing Bosa has to have some effect. And I'm not sure the 49ers get any pass rush. And I know Godwin and Mike Evans are going to be out, but that Tampa Bay offense will do what they need to do. So, thank you, Wiz. Thank you. Those Raiders, man. Raiders getting to go in against Tennessee. I want to watch that game. So I'm going to watch that game. Me and you will be the only ones watching that game in the country. Because I imagine I didn't even check. I imagine Chiefs Lions is at 4:00. So it'll just be me and Wiz watching the Raiders Titans game. Of course, I'll be watching the Chiefs Lions, but that's actually the game I wanted to talk about. But once everyone is in here, we'll get to it. Yeah, Baker, single-handedly carried the Bucs against the Seahawks. Jamie, I hope Wiz is. I hope your Raiders wake up, man. We're gonna need that. Not that I'm betting the Raiders or that I've bet them at all this year. I didn't think they would be this bad. I really didn't. And judging by some of the feedback I got from the Colts money pick last week, I don't think you guys thought they would be this bad either. I thought they would at least be a competitive outfit. So what's up, Gennaro? What's up, man? Yeah, the Wiz, it's just trading Max Crosby. It's just they talk about a lot of stuff. I am Wiz, to be honest, we don't need to get in a Raiders discussion because I'm sure that's not what everyone wants to talk about. But I to be honest, Brady being involved, is not, I don't view that as a positive. And I'll let you decide what it is. And I'm the biggest Brady glazer there is. I just don't know if I want him involved with my NFL team. Yeah. So what's up, Scott? What's up, Scott? Over 41.5. I actually do think that Titans Raiders game gets to over. And what's up, Sauce? What's up, Marine? Yeah, man. I'll just let everyone get in here. No, I know dude, there's lots of slop takes in the NFL. The slop takes are just ridiculous. And listen, you can disagree with some of my takes, which You guys should, because you're betting your own money and you're NFL fans. And I hope I attract an audience with a functioning frontal cortex that can actually think for themselves. But man, some of the slop we see on the NFL internet is just slop. Like the whole off season, we talked about if Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. Like that's just an example of the slop you get from NFL media. And just like if you, and I tried going on X and it would help the show. Guys, I just couldn't do it. I lasted like 6 hours. And like, I'm not even talking about the political stuff on there. I lasted like 6 hours. I'm like, I'm out. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, but I'm not going to get on here and say he's a top 5 quarterback. Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, hoping for another big Sunday on Patreon. It was about time we went off. About time. Yeah, no, Ace. It's a problem with the Eagles' offensive line. I think that's one thing that needs to be talked about. And also, like Devontae Smith was wide open for a 90-yard touchdown, and you just can't give up those explosive plays. You can't. If someone gives you a clear explosive play, you have to take advantage of those because there's only so much you're going to get in this league. Even against the Giants secondary and Banks covering, covering would be a nice phrase for what Deontay Banks does on the outside. So, no, I agree. Eagles deserved a loss. Like 4-2. Like if you're an Eagles fan, if you're Sirianni and you're sitting in the house right now, with a long rest before you go again, like you would probably take 4-2 with the football they presented. But that's just me. That's just me. You have to take the 4-2. What's up, Marley? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This year is off to a wild start. Lots of surprises. Year of the underdog. I mean, yeah, there's been some craziness. There's been some craziness. Okay, let's get to the first Patreon question. Let me just mark. Let's get to the first Patreon question. Jeremy Wheel says, what kind of year is this? This must be an upset year for everybody. Yeah, and you add in the Thursday night equation. I mean, that's just a joker card in of itself. So, I mean, Thursday nights are joker cards. So, Appy, let's get it. Colts and Bills 2-team. What you think? Thanks for last week. Last week was awesome. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad to go off. And that Dallas alt line, I wonder how many brave souls played it. So yeah, I do wonder how many did it. Okay, Colts Bills 2-teamer. Like if you're talking money line, I'm for it. It's just putting both of them together. Guys, like I'm not trying to toot our own horn and act like, oh, we're better than everyone else on Patreon, but this is the second straight week we put in the Colts early. We got in the Colts at 5.5. Now that shit's up to 7.5, and there could be Kyler Murray news that drives that even farther up. So, like, yeah, I would still stand by the Colts minus 7.5, but for me, Appy, it's like a completely different bat. It's like just a completely different animal. And I stood by the line movement last week when we had the Colts, and then the Raiders game shot up. But this, once it passed like 7.5 for me on the Cardinals one, I just feel like, like that's like a bit much to me. If you get it at 7, I'm fine with it. If you get at 7, I'm not sure how that's going to be. Maybe it moved back down to 7. I'm seeing on some books it's 7 right now. So 626. I agree with the Fins plus 4.5. I don't know what I did on the video. On the Tuesday video, I don't know what I did, if it was Chargers or Dolphins. But if you gave me a chance to pick that spread again with what I've been thinking about this week, it would be Miami. And I almost laid up Miami in the upset video. I just think this Chargers team is reeling right now. And you have this Miami front Maybe I shouldn't say too much. We got something cooking on Patreon. It's not going to be the Dolphins plus 4.5. I'm going to keep my mouth shut about that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, don't mention the Cardinals. Just don't. I know it's the football they're presenting has just been embarrassing. And that's like not even that me talking about them starting my year off like blowing a big lead to Bryce Young. So, um, yeah. Michael, I do miss Michael Montrell. I do like the over. I do like the over in the Cowboys Panthers game. I think that's a money pick. Iron City Jazz. Isn't football the best? I agree, man. It's the best. There's nothing better. The Hound. Yo, John. Wondering who you think is the biggest fraud team of the season so far. Great stuff last week. Let's have another big one for some extra celebration money for my wife's just giving birth to our baby boy. I did see on Instagram, Hound. Congratulations. Yeah, a lot of responsibility, another kid. Yeah, the biggest fraud this year, it's tough. And the answer I say, like, people aren't gonna like. I mean, like, you could just like pick on the Ravens, but I think even if the Ravens go 1-5, I could see them making the playoffs. In terms of fraud, who everyone's building up right now, I would go. I definitely think the Bears are frauds, but everyone kind of knows that. And weren't the Bears 4-2 last year? And we saw how that ended. I have to go with my original pick. Like the Chargers is too easy. And I said that going into the year. And I'm looking right on that Chargers one, but I've been aided by injuries. So I'm not like touting my priors because my priors have kind of been shit this year. But guys, like I think the Seahawks are frauds. But I've seen like no evidence on the field that proves contrary. And I'm giving their defense a pass for what Baker Mayfield did to them. The games just got out of control. Baker Mayfield was too good. I'm giving their defense a pass. Like I just have to go Seattle. And maybe we see this Jags game as pivotal. It's going to be hard for me to look good, but you know, the Seahawks have lost 2 games. And so like they're only 3-2. So I mean, I could see them losing to the Jags, man. And I know the Seahawks are probably going to be an in vogue bet this week. I don't really want to bet that game, and I wouldn't suggest anyone betting that. We got a question from Marine, so I'm gonna talk about that more. But yeah, man, I think the Seahawks are frauds, but it's going to take some time in the show. And I also have to I also have to remind people about the Seahawks, about that defensive performance last week. A lot of their guys were hurt on defense or got hurt during the game. Not a lot. We're not talking like Ravens injuries, but the injury report really wasn't great for the Seahawks defense. So that's where I'm at on that. Ace Magic Entertainment. Hey, what's up, John? Have you been watching any college football? Texas Tech is 5-0 against the spread so far. Ace, I haven't watched any college football. I watched a little bit of college football last year with Colorado, but I haven't watched any college football. I use Saturday for watching soccer and yeah, and I use Saturday to play some FIFA, man, because I don't get to play video games during the week. I'm not saying I'm like the busiest person in the world. Like I sit at home and like I fucking talk about football all day and I talk with you guys about football. Like, no, I'm not like a busy person. It's just on Saturday at a certain point with football, like I need a fucking break. After the player prop video on Friday, and once I put up my bets, like I can't even think about football because the more I think about football, the more I get anxious about Sunday in terms of excitement and in terms of the bets. Like, so yeah. So yeah, no college football for me. And I got to be honest, like I don't really like college football. I feel like it's like very, very simple. And yeah, there's just I used to love Syracuse. I used to go to the games. I used to live like 30 minutes away from the games and would go with my family and things like that. Like I saw some really good football with Syracuse. It's just like college. Like I'm from the Northeast. I'm not from the South, so it and if I was in fucking Texas or Mississippi, like some of you guys, or Florida, I would just like follow my high school football team. I mean, like but that's where I'm at. But I get why you guys love college football. I used to in the past. So yeah, soccer over unders are good. Although like in the soccer I bet in Brazil, like you're not gonna get like you're gonna get a lot of like 1.5, 2.5 at most. Marine Terry. Hey John, I like Seattle money line at plus money. KC had their way with the Jags. I agree. KC dominated that game. Lawrence versus Darnold, taking Darnold all day. Um, yeah, I don't blame you. If you're asking me to make you cautious, I guess that's what I'm going to do. I would be very cautious about that bet. Um, I would be very cautious. Also, let's check the weather for that game because we have some weather conditions, and I think Kells has mentioned that. Um, so I want us to show the weather so everyone like can get a little bit of what I'm saying. And I'm not a big home field advantage guy, but when it comes to Florida, okay, it's only going to be 73, slight chance of rain. Okay, but I do think the weather's not going to be as big as factor as it can be, but that humidity is fucking killer. So I just think going to Jacksonville, going to Florida in early October, September is a tough ask. I do. Maybe I'm being dramatic. Maybe I'm looking for angles where there's no angles, but that's honestly like that's how I decided on the Jags -3.5 week one. I'm not acting like I'm some sort of football genius. A lot of you guys were running to bet the Patriots at the Dolphins, and I laid off that game. And you guys were right. I was wrong. But one reason was I'm afraid of that Florida Heat at 1 o'clock games in September and early October. So like I said, I'm not saying I have any science to it. I just think going west to Jacksonville is a tough ask. And I think the Jags are a tougher ask than people think. Like, obviously, the Seahawks have been a fucking train. And if the Seahawks are running the ball for 100, 115 yards every single game, then obviously I would take Sam Darnold in that situation. He's been comfortable. There hasn't been a lot of pressure, specifically pressure up the A gap where Sammy D does not like pressure. And that's where the big mistakes happen. But that's also where the mistake happened against the Bucs. Now, when you talk about mistakes, Trevor Lawrence, that he throws like 4 or 5 possible picks every game. Do they get picked or not picked? That is the question. Sometimes they get picked, sometimes not. It's a dangerous game, and I understand why you would side with Darnold in that matchup. And with the way the Seahawks are looking right now, creating a ton of explosive plays on offense, like I completely get it. I completely get why you would do that bet. But also, we have to keep in mind the Jags have been a very lucky team. But with the 14, 15 turnovers, I think Mike, how many turnovers did they force last year? 8 or 9, something along those lines. So, yeah, like I get wanting to get against the Jags. Like I do think the Jags are lucky. I do think Trevor Lawrence should have more interceptions up on the board. Like he could have threw 5 against the Bengals, just one example. And we know that defense isn't anything to write home about, to say the least, right? It's just it's just like, yo, like, but I also think the Jags will have a run game. I also think these injuries on Seattle's defense are going to pay a toll. And I don't think it was an accident that the Bucs were able to win against Seattle. A lot of people are saying like, no, Seattle dominated the game. Like, did they? I mean, the Bucks were up 13-0, and they kicked 2 field goals in the red zone early in the game. And then finally, the Bucks defense, when they got pressure on Sam Darnold, he threw the late interception, and that was game, set, match. And that's what those games come down to. I just like the way Liam Cohen is coaching right now. I didn't like the way Mike McDonald handled the clock against the Bucks as well, but that's like a whole different rabbit hole. For me, this is too close to call. This is too close to bet. I understand why everyone wants to take the Seahawks. I also understood why everyone wanted to take them last week. I completely get it. I completely get it. I want no part of getting against the Seahawks this weekend. I want no part. But I also want no part of getting against the Jags. I mean, that's like stepping on a 4-leaf clover at this point. You just don't know when it's going to stop. Pretty much. It is about timing. Pretty much. I agree, Johnny. Like, it's about catching these teams at the right time. Although, Johnny, you were sure and emphatic about the Giants plus 7.5. This morning, I saw everyone coming out like it was obvious. Like they didn't come to the comment section when I did the Thursday night video saying, lay it with the Eagles. They were saying, oh, Jalen Carter's out. Like, yes, we knew that going in. So, yeah, like now everyone thinks it was perfect timing for the Eagles to lose. Like, Johnny called the shot like early in the week. And it was a bad spot for the Eagles. But I also understood why people thought the Eagles would just run a train on their ass. I mean, eventually talent has to show out, right? I mean, really the play in this Jags-Hawks game was when the spread was at like 46.5. I mean, when the over-under was at 46.5. God only knows what it moved up to. Let me see what it moved up to. Because like, yo, that shit was like kind of low early in the week. Let me see it's up to 47.5 now. Not a big push up, but I mean 46.5 to 47.5 for me is like a big spread jump for me personally. So yeah, obviously you would have liked that 46.5. If it was a 46.5, Marine, I would say you should just fucking bet that. Also, the team total. I think a better way to attack that game, to be honest, if you're high on the Seahawks, I think go to the Seahawks team total. Seahawks team total minus 110 is 23.5. Like I should see like a 27-24 game, and I see it going either way at that point. That's the way I see it. I would just like go team total Seahawks. But that's me. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, John. I just and like in that game, like you don't want, like that game, man. I just think both teams are going to put up points. Yeah, Marine, I'm not trying to talk you out the Seahawks. I'm not, because like I said, Seahawks offense has been a fucking train, and I'm surprised about it. I'm really surprised about it. Like, really, the only time Sam Darnold made a mistake is when, like, they hit him on that zone blitz on, like, the last drive. I mean, the rest of the game, like, for me, like, I look pretty fucking comfortable. And the Bucks have been generating a lot of pressures this year, man. A lot of pressures. More than normal. Way more pressures than normal. So, like I said, I walked away impressed. Yeah, so it was a good game. So that was the fucking game of the week. I enjoyed watching that. With no bet. I felt like that was the best game to watch last week. Kels, what's up, John? My question is what 4 quarterbacks do you think will throw for 30 plus yards as their longest pass receptions this week? First is Joe Flacco. I thought about this a little bit today, Kels. First is Joe Flacco. I mean, listen, this has to turn in. this has to turn into blowout situation, or it has to. Listen, I wanted to be cheeky and say like Bengals alt line, Bengals plus 7.5, but like I could never get there with the state of the Bengals offensive line. But I think Joe rips at least one deep pass, and it's Jamar Chase T Higgins effect. I would go Chiefs. I would go Chiefs. I would go Pat Mahomes to have a reception over 30 yards. I would go Josh Allen. I mean, that's when I would go with. I might think about putting in a cheeky Caleb Williams, just due to the Commanders playing a lot of man-to-man and the Commanders' secondary being ass and Caleb Williams having mobility. So those would be the four off the top of my head. Yeah, Dak. Dak. And if there's one you don't like, Dak. I mean, I don't know if anyone's thrown a better deep ball like than Dak this year or Baker. So that's my six. That's my six. I think I gave you a good six to deal with. Like the Flacco one's a little bit crazy, but I mean, we have to push odds, man. Like if you want to do all those in a parlay, like it's a long shot to start. Like we have to push odds and like give me the odds of Jamar Chase catching something deep. I'd like those odds. So yeah, the Flacco one's kind of funny. Yeah, Dak. I mean, yeah, Johnny. Like, this Dak thing has been an experience this year, man. I mean, it's been an experience watching him sling it. I forget the name of the receiver. Who's the receiver who came on Lavore for like fucking 100 yards? Like Dak's first throw was just like across his body, across the field, like 30 yards to Lavore. I was like, wow. I mean, Dak's slinging it, man. No, Chris, I wanted to talk about this Chiefs Lions game. On the video, like I gave a little bit of confidence for the Lions. Like I honestly don't know who's gonna win. I don't. And I'm gonna keep circling back. Like I don't mean to be a nail on chalkboard, but I keep circling back why I can't bet Detroit. And it's because they play a lot of man-to-man and the two first string corners are out. Like you could say what you will about Terrion Arnold. I actually like him, but I understand if people think he sucks. But like, dude, DJ Reed almost came back to cost us last week when we were laying points with the Lions. Like not having DJ Reed for the Lions. Just an example. So, and I feel like Patty's playing better than he has in a long time. I don't know how many years. Like I haven't thought about that. I keep just throwing out a random number every time I want to say it. But pretty much I want to just inform you guys, Pat Mahomes is playing really fucking good. And you can't bet the game. That's really the take. Not to be a pussy, but I mean, like, can we just be realistic about it? I mean, I think there's other meat on this bone, right? But trust me, I get wanting to go with a coach you can trust and Dan Campbell. Like I get it. After watching like the 2 Thursday night craziness, like I get it. Yeah, Dino, I like the Flacco over 203. I wasn't trying to be like too cool for school or try to be a brainlet, like thinking, the people who try to like think too hard and they just like look dumb. Like I wasn't trying to overdo it with the Flacco over 203, but I mean, come on, man. Like there's a real possibility it gets to that game state. And like, the Packers were up. They weren't up big on the Cowboys, but they were winning by 2 scores pretty comfortable. And, a Cowboys offensive line with tons of injuries was able to just give Dak enough time. Like, yes, obviously the Cowboys are better coached on the offensive line. We saw that last week against the Jets. They're way better coached than the Bengals on offense. Like, granted, that's like 100% factual statement, but still, like I think there's room to work against the Packers secondary. I definitely think there is. Yeah, no, Johnny, I agree. Like, I agree. Like, I was saying earlier, like, I would go the Dolphins plus 4.5 as a money. I wouldn't go as a money pick. I would go to win and cover. I just wish I had that one to do over on Tuesday. Like I said, I asked the audience. I don't remember which game I picked, which side I picked, because I remember the spread when I picked it. It was Chargers -4. Um, yeah, so I think that is about like the Dolphins defensive lines just kicking ass. So money, 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 Dolphins against the Chargers plus 4.5. But dude, the Dolphins are another one you got to be careful about. Like, it's like they've kind of evolved into like cowboy status. Like, people hate the fucking Dolphins. And they make like a lot of people feel uncomfortable. That rise they had with Mike McDaniel made a lot of people just angry, which was odd. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Let me get to the next Patreon question. I spent like 30 minutes talking about the Jags. Derek, what a crazy year so far. What 2 to 3 games would you take off this 7-point teaser? Do you like a Dallas Chargers Tampa Bay money line parlay? Thanks, bro. Okay, what 2 to 3 games? Firstly, I'll just answer the teaser, Derek, and good evening. Washington +3, Buffalo +3, Detroit +9.5, or KC +4.5. I'll go KC +4.5 in there, and I would leave it there. Green Bay -7, Rams -0.5 point, Indy -0.5 point. Okay, I would leave Denver pick'em. I would leave Indy. I would leave Rams. I would leave KC, and I would leave Buffalo. I would just take off Washington +3 and Green Bay -7 because you're landing on key numbers, man. So the Buffalo +3, it is what it is. But I think Buffalo will win the game at very least. I would actually be pretty sure about that. And then, do you like a Dallas Chargers Tampa Bay money line parlay? I like a Dallas Tampa Bay money line parlay. With the Chargers, like I said, was saying before, I worry about that offensive line. Okay, Richard on Patreon, Tampa Bay money line, Seattle money line, Detroit money line in parlay, and was thinking about adding Pittsburgh money line or under. What do you think? Man, it's tough on those games. Yeah, man, it's tough on those games. Yeah, Pittsburgh money line. I wouldn't touch the under, but I do think that Browns Steelers has to be an under. Detroit money line, like, yeah, man. I don't want to like bet that Chiefs Detroit game. And Seattle, I think Jags win. But like I said, like I don't want to bet like the Seattle or Detroit game. That's just me, man. Bruce, hey John, let's have another good weekend, my man. Question: survival picks: Steelers, Patriots, or Raiders? Who would you pick for survival? I would go Patriots. I mean, like the fundamentals say go Browns, right? I mean, Steelers are going to be 6-point favorites. Fundamentals say like go Browns, go Steelers, right? Because Browns are traveling, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That Browns defense is fucking good. So I would go Patriots as a survivor pick, Bruce. Dino, how much of a game changer is Flacco going to make with Cincy? Let's get that money. I hope, Dino, like I want to see some fucking entertainment. I want to see some entertainment. I guess like the whole thing with Flacco is the Bengals offensive line going to do anything? Man, they've been bad this year. And the fact that the Bengals can't even pop off a run or two is scary. And I think maybe the first thing the Bengals need to do is they need to get the fuck out of the shotgun. Get to like some single back. You got Gaiseki. I think they have Noah Fant. And not that those are great blockers, but you got to get some like 2 tight end sets, man. You got to get some 21 personnel. And you got to start there. Like, you got to go back to basics. You get Higgins, Chase on one side, two tight ends, one running back, and you just have to do the basics. Let's try to do a zone left, a zone right, and then we start from there. Like, that's what they need to do. Is Zach Taylor going to do it? Probably not. Are we going to see the Bengals in shotgun 95% of the time? And every time they run it, it's just like a quick little hit up the middle with Chase Brown when he runs into the inevitable wall? Probably. But yeah, like, you got to just do some big formations, get some big guys in there, get the blocking tight end and get the blocking tight end in and get Gesicki out there. And then you pray for the best. Although Gesicki doesn't block anyone. he just refuses to block. He even got kicked. Imagine getting kicked out of Miami because you suck at run blocking as a tight end. You got to just get tight ends in there that can block. And Noah Fant on the Bengals, right? Or am I fucking hallucinating? Am I fucking hallucinating? Yeah. I know that would be funny if we saw a Baker one. Kai-Fi, a couple sodas on me, brother. Amazing year. Hope all is well. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Like, these sodas are getting up to be fucking 250. Getting like 250 for 2 liters of diet soda, man. It's not that bad yet, but thank you, sir. Thank you. Jonathan Yim. Good evening. Just wondering for a survivor pick, should I take Indy or the Rams? Or do you have a suggestion besides Green Bay? I'm going to use them for my other pick. Thanks again for the amazing advice. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all the Canadians watching. Oh, we definitely have some Canadians. Okay, between Indy and the Rams. Oh. I would go, we might want to go like strength of schedule on this one. You're going to get Indy against some weaker teams, right? Rams, save Indy. But Jonathan, I'd go Rams if you give me that binary question, because I can't go look at the Rams. I can't go look at both schedules right now. But if it's a binary question this week, like, I would go the Rams. Because, like, listen, Kyle Murray could just like go fucking off. Like, that's like a Joker card. That's the definition of it. So you have to show respect to your opponent. It's just like, I would say I would go Rams though, because you should save Indy, because I think Indy's going to get some easier opposition, and I think Indy's here to stay. I'm not saying like a team like the Texans can't whip Indy's ass. Like, I have them rated about the same, and I think the betting market has them rated the same. Like, I think the Colts are rated 8 by Vegas right now. Texans were 10 going into the Ravens game. I think they're about even in the betting power rankings, which I would have them at. So, but I just think you're going to get easier games going forward from the Colts than the Rams. But that's just me. And the Rams are an older team, so use the Rams this week. Kels, John, for your information, it's storming up the East Coast this weekend. Heavy winds might affect the late games. Well, Kels, the only game I was looking at is because obviously anyone who's betting this week is giving a long, serious consideration to the Rams game. And now it's like 7.5. And I was doing a long consideration on the player prop shows, like, what can we use out of the Rams in this game? And that was the only game that concerned me with the weather, but it's more or less like for the Rams to accumulate. Like, I'm not saying that the rain's going to like make it so the Rams like fucking lose the game. It's more about that half point, or it's more about like, can you lay an alternative line with the Rams and get it like to 16.5 or do something crazy? That would be like the Ram stuff to me. So But like I said, the forecast could have changed. Like I have the forecast up here. Like I see the Hawks Jags one. Fucking rain in the Cowboys Panthers. I chance of rain showers. Chance. Yeah. Slight chance in the Chiefs Lions game. Yeah, man, I did definite rain showers in the Ravens Rams game. Okay, that's that. And like I did see some wind gusts coming in that Ravens Rams game. So, like I said, could be wrong. Could be completely wrong, but I saw some gusts maybe getting up to 20, 25. But yeah, man. So no vodka, stevia. I don't drink, man. I don't drink. It's water, man. It's water. I'm trying to drink less diet soda. I got up to like fucking, I don't even want to say how many I got up to. It's kind of fucking embarrassing. Okay, let's get to the Patreon questions. My bad, Patreon users. I've been rambling. Okay. Okay. Prestige, what's up, Prestige? Nice to talk to you, Prestige. Do you like this 10-point teaser? Detroit Bills Patriots or 13-point? Detroit Bills Pats Bucks. I love the Bucks, Pats, Bills, Detroit. Do the 13-point 4-teamer. Okay. And yeah, I don't think you need to stub any of those. I don't. It's just like the Detroit one, you know, the fundamentals with Detroit. It's the over unders 52 and a half. And I would just say, like, I always have caution teasing games when they have high totals. That would be like my only piece of caution, just like to play the math of it. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to avoid an outlier. Ron Borquin, hey Lawson, any thoughts on a good 4-team 6-point teaser? I actually thought about it earlier in the day, Ron. So let me just bring up my spread list. Okay. So, okay, let me see how many points. Okay, a 6-point teaser. Firstly, I would go Broncos. Bring that down to 1.5. Then I would go the Rams. And that Rams game's at 7, by the way, everyone. I would go Rams. I would bring that down. I would, okay, let me do, and like some of these are tough. Some of these are tough. I would go, I would bring the Bills down to like +1.5, plus a half a point. So it would be Bills, and then what's my last one? Because and then I would go Colts. So let me just do it for a 6.4-team teaser. Give me the Broncos, give me the Colts, give me the Rams, and give me the Bills. That's what I would do. And that for me, that makes like perfect sense. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I try to keep it clean. Like and like it's just like with the genetics with me and alcohol, it just doesn't mix. So I'm gonna get Michael Mann on and Chris if he wants to come on. Okay. Don't know if you okay. Okay. Chris wants to know why primetime games are so crazy. I'll definitely do that. I skipped over it. My bad, Chris. And Chris, if you want to come on, I'll send the invite on Patreon. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let me just send it to Michael Mann first. Okay. And Patreon bets, they'll be up. They'll be up like a little bit later tonight, like 9:30, because I gotta check some injuries. So okay, here we go. Let me get to Patreon. Let me get to Patreon. Jesus. Yeah, no, it's just I get people like to drink to have a good time. I get it. It served its purpose for me. It helped me a lot until it didn't. So yeah, man, better to live without it than like, get to the point where it's too much. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I get you, Johnny. I get you. Johnny, if you want to come on, what fucking A, man. Johnny, what's your email? Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I like to do other things to feel stuff. Like drinking for me, man, it turns into like an everyday thing and you know how it goes. Like not trying to do that and yeah, fuck man. Jesus. And it's so hot here trying to drink every day. I mean, I don't even feel like hot, but if I drank every day, like I'd fucking feel hot. Like the time I drank every day, I was like in a college on a border town, um, on a Canadian border town, like, and I had to walk like 35 minutes to school. It was a town famous for like where a little boy was killed. So it turned into like a big national trial and all that, and they didn't find the guy guilty. No, Johnny, it's good, man. It's good. It's good. It's good. But yeah, Johnny, you're like logged in this week. You're like pushing hours. Okay. Yo, Mike, I sent it and I'm gonna send it. I don't know what I was doing with Chris. Okay. Yeah, Chris, I sent it to you. So Campbell, let's see. But okay, so what were we even talking about? Yeah, Campbell, who you like this week? Let's start there. Who do you like this week? Um would Bradley Chubb be a good pick, a good trade acquisition for the Niners? Yeah, because the Niners need some sort of pass rush right now. Bradley Chubb has also been a very disappointing player for me. Like I don't have the data on my hand or his stats, but for me, like the only one who's getting pressure is Jalen Phillips. And outside of that, like I haven't seen anyone winning battles for Miami up front. And Miami should be looking to ship some people off. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yeah, I don't even know if Chris wants to come on. I think Lauren joined the Discord, by the way, Mike.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at
So
her
yeah,
stepping up.
I didn't know, but yeah, Mike, let's just talk about the Carolina Cowboys game. This is one thing the data guys were talking about this week that is interesting, and you were kind of hinting towards it, but they were saying we might have to redo our priors about Carolina's run defense. You were mentioning that as early as week 2. I was just wondering your thoughts on that, just to jump into that game on some intersection, because I think that's like a big matchup. If the Cowboys can run it, I think they'll fucking win.
No, yeah, I think the Panthers' run defense in particular has come a long way since being the record poor unit they were last year. They had a stretch of games from the end of 2024 to the beginning of this year against the Jags where we allowed, I think, 200 yards rushing in 7 straight games. I believe we've held 3 of our last 4 opponents to under 100. So they've come a long way in that department. It's definitely not like a weakness, at least a major weakness like it used to be. Still not great or anything, but I don't think it's like when I'm betting the Panthers or when I'm breaking down games, I don't automatically fear, oh, is this team going to run the ball all over us?
Okay, well, that's a start because
Yeah,
I don't know how you could play the Falcons and not have that fear
right,
with
and
your
exactly, And the other thing too is I think Derek Brown being back obviously has made a big impact on this defense. Trayvon Moehrig, our safety, he's been a force against the run as well. They've been very good at bringing safeties down to the line to crash the run game, and it's really paid off. Like I have, between the Falcons game, the Cardinals game, the Patriots game, and the Dolphins game, like I felt pretty good about our run defense overall.
What do you think about the data guys agreeing with me so hard on Tampa Bay? They're the only people
Um,
yeah,
I
go
would
on.
tell them to watch any of the past 5 Bucks Niners games.
Oh, fuck
And
Mike.
and I mean seriously, like look, I know it's am I breaking up?
No, no,
Hello?
you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, no, I would tell them to watch any of the past 3 or 4 Bucks Niners games and look at how Kyle Shanahan can abuse linebackers in zones. I would tell them to watch how he's correctly anticipated some of the blitzes that Todd Bowles comes with. Um, it just seems like every time these two teams play, Todd Bowles ends up being outcoached by Shanahan. And it's not that I think the Niners are the more talented team. It's just I think that Shanahan has his number in this matchup.
Yeah, and okay, Johnny has a question for you. Are you worried that this is the best the Panthers have looked in years and they might stumble over themselves before that? And Chewy, I'm glad I'm living rent free in your head. Sometimes like I'm not even forming the words right, win and cover. Like I'll say win and cover. Like I won't even form the words right, like Mike McDaniel in the press conference. But that's a good question. Like, yeah, are you worried the
Yeah,
Panthers are going to
dude,
stumble over
it's
themselves?
I mean every damn week. You ever walk with a toddler, like, and just gotta tell him like, don't eat the toy over there, don't climb up the stairs. That's what it feels like being a Panthers fan. Oh, hey, call a timeout here. Hey, you run for 150 yards. Keep running the ball, like little things like that. It's like you have to walk this team to any direction of like not negativity. You know, I mean, their record is the best it's been to start the season in years, so to say. But like, this is honestly the worst 2-3 team in the NFL, for being honest. And talking on the betting side, I know I've told you this a million times. People listening have heard this a million times, but I'm going to keep saying it until the Panthers fix it. The Panthers have trailed by 17 points or more in every single damn game they've played in but one. They absolutely suck in the first half of games. And if they do that against Dallas, they are going to get killed. So, my bet recommendation for this game in particular, if you want to bet an alternate line in the first half, if you want to bet Dallas in the first half, I think that is a great bet. I would 10 out of 10 recommend that. I will personally be putting a good amount of money on Dallas for first half myself. So
All right, we're gonna get Chris on, but yeah, so I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
and
And I think the Cowboy, but Jalen Coker's back. Jalen
we
Coker.
don't
No,
know
I'm
that for
happy.
sure. Well, that it's he's questionable,
Okay,
and it's our
that's
medical staff. You never know what's
no,
going to
yeah,
happen.
I
What?
already. I just was assuming it was back because like normally Legatte's at like his 33 and a half and I can just sneak in and under and
Mhm.
life's over. But I saw it was 24 and a half and I just assumed Coker would play. I saw Coker on the PEP 365. They're always cautious. Like I think he's gonna play Mike.
I hope so. I mean, we need him,
Yeah. I mean
but
bet
yeah, I
3
mean,
bet
it's a
365. Oh, go on, go. Sorry, my bad, my bad.
no, you're good. Like just talking this game overall, and I'm sure Chris can testify to this. The Panthers are a very inconsistent team. One half they can look great, the other half they can look like a pee wee football team. So I mean, I feel good about Dallas minus 3.5. I feel good about Dallas in the first half of this game. But I don't think it's the lock. I don't think the full game spread is the lock everyone thinks it is. I will say that.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. I have to say that game was kind of disheartening when you blow a 17-point lead and you're shutting out a team that you know you're better than, and the Dolphins are staffed better on both sides of the ball, even though their defense is dog shit this year. They were feeding Waller; he was having a great first half, and then they just fucking stopped giving him the ball. So Miami likes to give games away, and that's exactly what they did. Kind of like what Philly does. Philly doesn't like to feed
Hey,
Saquon, and they lose football games. So Miami should have won that game. Thank God I
Hey,
didn't bet it.
we tried to give it to you, and you guys just didn't want it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you ever watched South Park, but there's like this one episode where the kids play baseball and they're both making the playoffs and they're trying to lose on purpose, and
Yeah.
that's what it feels like. They're like trying to out shit each other. That's what.
Right. The first half in particular was really bad.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you betting this week?
So
Johnny,
this week,
my bad. Sorry to cut you off. That was rude. But Johnny says I'm picking Chris first in kickball every time. Yeah, Chris is a dog, man. I mean, Chris is a dog.
at dodgeball, you want me on dodgeball too. I'm good at catching the ball and pegging people.
Well,
I'm sure you are good at pegging people.
Well, yeah, the Dolphins could use a little bit of physicality.
Yeah, I meant to, Chris. I was trying to get your contact information after the game. I was trying to check on you.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. That game took a lot out of me. Like that game pissed me off a lot.
Yo, I gotta tell you something. Chris said. I said Mike wants your Instagram. Do you have an Instagram? He said, oh, I thought that was just for women to sell themselves or something like. No, but
not to sell themselves, to promote themselves.
Oh,
for their whatever it is that they're doing.
That's OnlyFans.
For their OnlyFans or whatever influencing.
Chris isn't wrong, man. With some,
I thought it was like all models and shit, and I am no model,
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, what the fuck? No, but I was like, is he wrong? And then I was like, not really.
I took the WhatsApp. That's how I communicate with John, and I was thinking about doing an Insta, so I could communicate with you. But you're in Florida too, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm in Jacksonville right now.
Yeah, how don't you
I go back in
WhatsApp? Like, don't you have like foreigners in Florida? Like
me?
People from, don't you have like Latin American contacts? Like, what do?
Yeah, I do. I can give my WhatsApp, but
yeah, I'm in Cocoa Beach, bro.
Really, I just need to hit you up on Patreon. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, and then I can just give you my phone number.
That's what I should have done. Yeah, exactly.
All
there
right,
we go.
All right, go on to the Chris's bads.
All right, so I know you guys are talking about Carolina and the Cowgirls. For some reason, I do like the Cowboys to cover that 3. But it is dangerous because you know what happens whenever I bet the Cowboys, they fucking lose. So,
Chris, I got to cut you off again. One thing you said always fucking sticks in my head. Me and Kyler Murray don't mix.
I hate Kyler Murray. I just don't like him as a football player. I don't know how he is as a person, but
I don't like him as a person.
Good of a person either.
Oh well, yeah. For me, like it doesn't really matter. I was just like, yeah, like one day I was just saying that to myself. I'm like, yeah, like Kyler Murray and me don't mix.
I will never forgive him for what he did.
I think it was the Seahawks Thursday night game, and I was.
There's been a couple last year. There was like 3 games last year that he fucking blew for me.
I will never forgive him for that week 2 performance this year.
Chris, got you. And Chris, your year wasn't even bad last year. Imagine if you had a bad year, like how much Kyler Murray would haunt you.
It was the first 5 weeks, and then it picked up after that.
Yeah,
that's so thank God for that. What do you call Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay at home against San Fran. I like Tampa Bay right there in that position, and I know that we talk about San Francisco and their system and schematically how it doesn't really matter. They could just plug and play whoever they want and they win football games, but the way Baker's been playing right now is out of this world. And I think Godwin's going to be out. But Ibuka is just a fucking man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, they also have a system where you can plug and play too. They put in these guys at receiver and they can pick up the slack. And then you have he's raising himself to like a Josh Allen status right now. On how he puts the team on his back and just does everything. You know what I'm saying? He runs, throws, creates plays. So I like them to actually win outright and cover the 3 against San Francisco.
Chris, did you get that in already?
I didn't put it in yet. I didn't put anything in yet.
I think we're going to get fucked, and we're going to get the 3.5 because the 49ers injury report wasn't great. So, yeah.
So right now I have it at 3. I think it's 3 on Hard Rock. And Mike, I just moved the Hard Rock.
Yeah, it's 3 on Hard Rock.
Hard
Yeah,
Rock's better.
I just moved to Hard Rock, and I'm surprised on how much better the site is. Like for everything, it's just so much smoother.
It is very smooth. I don't think the odds and the amount of bets that you can make, like the variations of bets you can make are great, but like the process overall is very simple. I do enjoy
Well,
that aspect.
you can do a 10-point teaser on there, and you can bet the spread and put player props on the same
Yeah.
ticket, which you cannot do on Bet Now and Bet US. So,
But sometimes
Yeah.
it screws you. Like it limits what you can bet. Like I was trying to bet like Dallas -6 in the first half earlier today, and it didn't let me go above 3.
huh? I know
Just
they do 10-point teasers on there, so I thought that was pretty cool too.
so just to echo Chris's point, Mike, here's why like I get what you're saying, but San Fran like needs some sort of pass rush. And like Seahawks had a pretty good pass rush on Baker and they couldn't take him down. And like here's my complaint with Baker in the previous years. Maybe you can fact check me on this, but I used to feel like he took way too many sacks. And I think he stopped taking the sacks this year. So that's why I'm optimistic. And I just wonder like how the 49ers are going to hit a pass rush. Like that's really my big question for the game. And also with Mac Jones, I was looking at, I don't want to talk to the data guys, but I did notice this when watching Mac Jones games. Data wise, he's the quarterback that's been under the pressure the least. Kind of like your thesis with Sam Darnold last year. As long as he's not touched, he's going to be a very good quarterback until like, you know, the Lions and Rams started touching him last year in those last 2 games. So that small sample size on Mac Jones with that. So just going to let you respond.
I don't know. I'm to the point where I think that Kyle Shanahan is almost quarterback and system proof with whoever he has there. And I thought he was under a pretty good amount of pressure against the Rams, and he was fine. But granted, like you know, it's one game.
He took. So,
yeah, it's one game, so you can't judge it too much.
It's the data. It's the data. So.
Again, I don't think it's a terrible bet if you want to bet Tampa Bay. I just don't think it's like a 10 out of 10 sure hit. If you want to talk about a bet that I really feel good about, though, that I almost think is a borderline.
I haven't seen any of those this year yet.
Yeah.
Well, Detroit and Kansas City. Someone explain to me why Detroit is the underdog.
Well, I did put up the Texans last week, but that looked like a sure thing. But the Texans could have laid an egg. Like, yeah, it's tough to get a 10 out of 10.
Well, and that was hard because we didn't know what we were going to get out of Baltimore.
Well, I kind of knew. I did tell you.
Without Lamar, like that was tough to project.
Did tell you guys like only 9 defensive starters would be hurt. But like I get it. Like this year's been crazy. Like didn't cry too much.
You know, like this week, the Rams are giving 7.5 to Baltimore. I think that's too many points. You know, I do.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know, so I wouldn't bet that. You know,
especially at home.
I'm going to put it on some. We're going to do some sort of teaser with that because we can't let that opportunity go. Like
they're going to lose.
Yeah, like,
yeah, they're gonna.
Oh, I know. Chris. But it's not a primetime game. Like I saw your question. Like, yeah, the primetime games are crazy. Like the Thursday night ones have always been crazy. But credit to the Giants, man. I don't have an answer why the primetime games, like why I don't like them. I don't. I got to think about that more. Like it could be a fucking bug.
Can we talk about Detroit and Kansas City real quick?
Yeah,
yes, let's do it.
I want to hear everyone's picks on it. I won't even talk.
I like Detroit to cover the 2 points. I think
I completely agree. Look, I mean, I just feel like Detroit talent-wise is on a different level compared to Kansas City. It's not even close if you ask me. Other reason I really like this bet, Mahomes, I think, has the most rushing yards or almost the most rushing yards of any quarterback in the NFL right now. The Chiefs have not been able to run the football at all. And as we saw against the Ravens, if there's one team that is pretty good at containing the quarterback and keeping him in the pocket, it is the Lions. And I think they're going to keep Mahomes contained. I think they're going to force him to throw from the pocket. I get Lawson's concern about the secondary depth of Detroit, but if you look at the names that Detroit has in their secondary for their cornerback 3 and 4, it's not that bad. Avonte Maddox, Amik Robinson, like you can do worse than that for a starting secondary. So I'm not too concerned. Yeah, we've seen it. Like we know they can.
But we
Chris is
watched the
dealing with it.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Chris is dealing with it right now. But like we could see worse than what the Lions are going to put out there. I think they'll be okay. I think the Lions are going to score very frequently. And I see like a 35-31 type, or maybe like 31-27 type game coming out of this, and Detroit wins and covers. Like it's not even a question for me.
Well, I think Jacksonville taught us a lot about what can and cannot be done to contain Kansas City's offense.
Yeah.
So I think Dan Campbell's going to take a look at that tape and execute. I think it's going to be like a 10-point gap. I think they're gonna. I think it's gonna.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. The only thing that scares me about this game is that the Chiefs are 2-3. Like you obviously don't want to fall to 2-4. You got to think the Chiefs are gonna like put up a pretty vicious fight here, especially at home.
Yeah, I just think that Detroit is probably the only team in the NFL right now that steps on the neck, like the analogy, and does not and embrace it. Like they don't let up, and I think they're the only team that does that right now in the NFL. Like
Nope, I'm with you.
if they're up by 20 points, they're like fuck you. They'll go up by 30.
Well, not last week. Last week they almost gave us a heart attack.
Like they were trying, Mike. Like
they don't give up.
Yeah, but what was crazy? Like, Decker is going to play, correct? King Justin's talking about the
He's
injury.
questionable.
I think Decker's going to play.
Like, the only thing, if the Chiefs are going to win, like Chris Jones is going to have to just take this thing over. That's the only way I can really see it happening.
Yeah,
I mean, if they could stop the run and make Detroit one-dimensional where they have to throw, that'll help. But I don't even know if that's going to do it because they have receivers and tight ends. There's so many avenues in which they can get rid of the ball. It's going to be quite difficult. There's just so many weapons, so overwhelming. So even if they shut down the running game, which I don't think they're going to do, I think it's just going to be there's just so many offensive weapons and different schemes that they can use that it's just going to be unstoppable. You saw what Lawrence did, and they're not even on the same they don't even belong on the same field as Detroit. So.
Exactly, yeah. And John Morton's calling good games right now. Like I think the Lions got this.
Right away, I like Indy to cover 6.5 at Arizona, and I know that that's a lot of points. But I'm going with them anyway. I think Indy's offense is just ridiculous, and like I said, Arizona is just horrible.
I'm with you. I've been saying, I thought the Cardinals were frauds, like from the second they went 2-0, and like I think that continues here, and they're due for an ass whooping.
Yeah,
they haven't really gotten exposed.
Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say they haven't really gotten exposed yet, and I think this is it right here.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray, like he practiced today, but yeah, man, like that foot injury that limits the little he does well, and like also, I don't even want to like pick on Kyler Murray, but I don't know how much you guys have been watching Zona, but they cannot run the football this year. And everyone keeps talking about Clayton Adams and how he went to Dallas and how they're instantly running the ball. Like they are missing something schematically wise on that offense. And let's say for instance, the Cardinals are able to run it. Bro, their pass game is just so out of rhythm and so bad. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what they're trying to do on offense. Like, when I watch the Raiders and Titans, like, I actually know what they're trying to do. I'm not sure what the Cardinals are doing right now. So.
And I don't think the OC knows what they're trying to do over there either. That's the problem, Sam.
No, and Chris, that game, I'm sure you watched the Seahawks game with the Cardinals. They were just so poor on offense. Like, just from a play calling perspective, it's hard for me to like even get mad at Marvin Harrison for giving away that interception and Kyler Murray for being trash. Like, they are out of ideas. So, I mean, maybe they get some ideas this week and like then, but knock on wood, I don't think that.
And the last game I got for the week that I'm going to play is Buffalo at Atlanta. I would hate to be Atlanta right now. Right now. Josh Allen is pissed off, and he's going to go in there and he's going to go off.
I'm with you. Here's my only concern, though. I will say Bijan against the Bills' run defense, that does concern me.
Yeah,
That's it.
he'll get
That's
100 yards and he might even score. But I think Josh Allen could do that also by himself with his legs.
yeah. I don't. The other thing too is Atlanta's defense has been playing pretty good this year. It's kind of gone under the radar because they're like 2-2 right now, or I think 2-2 right now. But their defense has been playing at like a top 7-8 level, no question about it. I'm serious.
Mike.
Top 7
serious,
or 8 in the league.
No.
Yeah, top 7 or 8. Yeah.
Let's see where the market rates them. Let's see where the market rates their defense. Like, I know their defense, they've been getting more pressure this year, but they've been blitzing. They played JJ McCarthy. I remember that
and
game.
That is fair.
No, I'm not hating.
But
on
even
they played
Bryce,
and Bryce played.
They were the only team. Keep in mind too, they were the only team that's really, I feel like, stopped or at least contained the Bucs offense this year, and that's when they had Mike Evans fully healthy too.
Yeah, man. I just don't think I just think the Bills' offensive line will bully them. Like,
I don't think 4 points is enough. I don't think 4 points is nearly enough for that game. That's more like a 7.5 type of spread for me.
No, but point taken about the Falcons defense, because you're right. Like, because they haven't generated pressure in like a fucking decade. So since John Abraham left, okay, like they're getting pressure and it helps. Like, I'm not trying to like sun Mike on that. Like, he's kind of right about it. It's just,
they put that. I'll give you credit.
Mike doesn't. I know you don't think that's like this fucking 7th best defense in the fucking league.
If I ranked him right now, no. But if I said they're playing at like they've been a top 8 defense to start the season. The only game where I feel like they've played really bad is the Commanders game.
Well, those are my picks for this week, and I just wanted to mention one thing because I got on a little late, and you guys were talking about the Chargers in Miami. Miami being at home, getting 4 points, and I know a lot of people, for some reason, are thinking that betting Miami is a good idea, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it is. All right, and their run defense is horrific. It is. It's like there's nobody fucking there. The offensive line of whatever team they're playing is getting to the second level and making blocks on the second level. So they're giving up chunks of fucking yards on the ground that's astronomical, 8 and 10, 15-yard chunks to running backs that nobody's ever heard of before. So it's like, and then you still have Josh Herbert and you still have their receivers that are healthy. So not a good look. Not a good look. I know Miami's at home. It's 1:00, but this is not the same Miami team. And the offensive line of Miami, it's been better, but the people that they put on the offensive line that were supposed to make it better aren't doing anything. Namely, Jonah Sanavalaya, whatever the hell his name is. He's been subpar as a second round pick as a guard. Etienne hasn't been running the ball the way he has. The play calling has been horrific. Mike McDaniel does not know what he's doing anymore. When you have a tight end that's open and he's eating all the first half, and you stop throwing him the ball. I think I wouldn't put money on that game actually. And I think
the big mismatch in that game is y'all's secondary versus the Chargers wide receivers. That's where I think the big problem is going to be for you guys. The game.
Not only that, they're going to run the ball, which is going to open up the pass game. So I mean, they're not going to stop the run.
I will say, I feel like the big like X factor in this game, the big matchup to watch, their 2 backup tackles versus y'all's pass rush.
Well, we haven't had a pass rush all year.
So, I know, but that's what I'm saying. The Chargers have 2 backup tackles in who single-handedly cost them the game against the Commanders. Like, I mean, if you guys can generate pressure, I feel like that's your avenue.
It's not going to happen, Mike. It's not going to happen. I don't know where Chop Robinson is. I don't know where Jalen Phillips is. I don't know where fucking Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb is the only one that sometimes applies a little bit of pressure, but the other 2 guys are fucking ghosts. And I don't know what's going on, but there is no pressure. He's going to have all day to throw back there, which is going to create problems because their secondary is shit. And then they're just going to run the ball at will. This is not a good matchup for the Dolphins.
Even Zyler's playing like shit, Chris. Like, that's the thing that's killing me.
I think the defense is just, just phoning it in. They're not playing.
Yeah,
The offense
Yeah.
is trying, but I don't think the defense is trying at all. How do you not get any pass pressure at all? They're the
I'm
worst in the
terrible.
I
league. They're the
felt like
worst in the league. They're the worst in the league. Okay, at getting pressure on the quarterback.
That which is insane with that personnel.
You
I
have
mean,
Jalen Phillips,
yeah.
Bradley Chubb, and Chop Robinson.
I
it's
will
insane.
say I think Anthony Weaver's a pretty bad defensive coordinator. Not just rushing the
But
passer,
everybody
but
was singing his
coverages.
praises last year. They were saying,
Yeah,
"Are
he
you
was
going to be the
good
next
last year,
NFL
Mike.
coach?" You know.
I don't know. Dave
I just think
Canales ran
those guys
circles
don't
around him.
play. Like, I think Chris is right. Like, I just think those guys don't care,
They're not
which
playing.
is insane.
Maybe.
And I don't say that about NFL players. Like, I'm not one of those guys who gets on here and says, "Oh, they don't care." No, every fucking. I feel like all the time when people say these guys don't care, like I think 98% of the time it's bullshit. With the Dolphins, like, dude, this defense is. I don't
You know
know.
what? And people are saying, "Oh, maybe it's time for the Dolphins to, to start selling their players and get draft picks." But who the fuck wants a Bradley Chubb and a Jalen Phillips, both that have leg issues? What are you going to get for them? You know, what I'm saying, what are you going to get? Are you going to get they're like, "Oh, you can get a third round pick for Bradley Chubb." I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't even know
I don't
about
think
that at that
yeah,
point. Not with
and
his
Jalen
contract.
Phillips. These are guys that
Yeah.
have multiple injuries in their legs. I mean,
I,
maybe
I
that's
think
the
someone
problem.
would take Jalen Phillips just like for the control because I think he's still on the rookie contract. But Chubb, no, like for a third round pick, like that would be.
Yeah, who's
I
going to
mean, the
eat that money?
49ers should.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
cap
like
money is
49ers
ridiculous.
should dice roll, right? Like the 49ers have nothing to lose. It's just
Yeah,
like
that's a
there's
great
very
pick.
few teams, you know. So, but yeah. Any other games you want to talk about, Mike and Chris?
Those are all the ones that I have for this week that I'm going to play.
Yeah. And people are saying the
I-
Dolphins' talent's overrated. And sorry to cut you off, Mike. Um, I'm not sure because like I know defensive end play, and those guys should be very good not great defensive ends, but they should be very good defensive ends.
Once upon a time, Jalen Phillips was an elite defensive end,
I
and so
know.
was Bradley
Yeah.
Chubb.
You remember when we bet them
was-
on Black Friday and they beat the Jets by like fucking 50 points? Oh, I missed those days. Like Jalen Phillips had like 6 sacks, then he tore his ACL.
Yeah,
Zach Wilson threw a pick six on a Hail Mary at the end of the half.
that was funny.
That
That was
Black
fucking good.
Friday game. Oh,
Yeah, that was a good time.
that was
Yeah,
Um,
those were the days. Those were the days.
one game I want to talk about: Patriots and Saints. Are Patriots a 3-point favorite or 3.5-point favorite?
3.5. It never moved
Okay.
down. It moved down for a little bit. And that's one I have to think long and hard about. I just want to answer this question because I find this interesting since Mike is always talking about the first half lines now. What do you guys think of Lions money line first half? My team doesn't function for first half. It's
Yeah,
just-
You might as well go
Look-
money line for the game.
yeah.
My thing with first halves is you want to bet those if you think a team is going to get blown out, but
Yeah.
like you're worried about garbage time. That's where you bet the first half spread.
But
I don't think a
agree with
competitive
his
game.
rationale. I kind of agree with his rationale, Mike. Like he goes, I feel like the Chiefs tend to lose first half and then come back. Like in these big high leverage
Yeah, that's not.
situations, like I'm not hating on the rationale. I just wouldn't do it. But
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, that's a
just-
good point.
it's a good excuse though. I wasn't expecting that. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's just not a typical situation where you bet it.
Yeah. I think
But I mean,
maybe
it's not a bad idea.
yeah.
But no, Patriots and Saints. Look, I think Patriots win and cover this like without
yeah.
issue. I
Yeah.
mean,
I should have
listen,
money that.
yeah,
But
Saints. Okay, Saints beat up the Giants a little bit last week, but I felt like the Giants really just beat themselves more than anything, and I think last night kind of proved that.
It's just it's so weird, right? Isn't that weird how they could go over there and play like they did, and then go and then show out against the Eagles like they did?
Right?
know?
Yeah. I mean, I
felt
really
like
think
they
Giants
dominated the Saints, but like 5 turnovers. How can you say a team dominates?
and a
you know?
defensive touchdown also. Like, and the Saints got a big play, which also kind of helped. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Patriots are going to shut that crap down this week.
I got to say something about Philly though. I mean, if the coaching staff over there doesn't get their head out of their ass, they're going to wind up. They're going to have a rough time. They need
Eagles
to start
fans-
controlling the clock. Run
Eagles
the fucking
fans are
football.
calling. Eagles fans are calling for Patello's head already. Like they
So
are.
what are you doing?
They are
bro?
not playing around with that. Yeah.
You have the Lamborghini in the backfield, and you have him in the garage sitting there.
Mhm. Well, to be fair, they're not even running the ball well. Like their offensive line is not dominating people like they were in
Well,
like they
maybe if they
have
were
been in previous
practicing
years.
running the ball in practice instead of that tush push pussy shit that they
Yeah,
do,
I know, right?
Oh,
you
we gotta
know,
talk about that shit.
stop practicing that and practice making gaps for the running backs to run through.
But they do it so well. Like, and Chris, the crazy thing is, like Mike, and I'm sure you noticed, they're doing like trick plays off that play
Yeah, they
now.
should
Yeah.
have did that last night. They should have did the tush push and then did that counter with
Yeah.
Saquon and go off
Yeah,
tackle.
that counter is wild. Like, but it's getting like ridiculous.
Dude, fuck the Eagles for running that thing 4 straight times.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Like
know.
seriously, that's some
Like,
pussy shit.
no, and like
Like
they're
I'll tell
gonna
you
like
what,
I'm
I'm
sick of
not
it.
advocate. I'm not proposing to play dirty, but like if I'm a D tackle, like and they run that 4 straight times, there is no way that like
You gotta
that
stomp on
quarterback is
somebody's
gonna
fingers,
survive.
right?
Yeah,
Knee on
yeah.
yeah, do
somebody's
something like
fingers.
that. You should. If you're gonna be cheap like that, you should be expecting to receive cheapness in return. That shit should not be in the NFL. What the Eagles are doing,
Yo, and
like,
you
and
can't
especially the
tell me
manner
that
in which they're
play
doing
is
it.
safe. Like 4 times in a row, like one time a drive or 2 times a drive, but 4 times in a row. Come on, that can't be safe.
No, that's
And
their
what
bread and
pisses me
butter
off too,
play. You know.
Yeah.
why are the refs not calling it when they jump off sides?
I know they did it
Like,
against the Rams as well, and that's like, and these things come back, and like and these plays in the red zone are
Chris can
huge, as you
testify.
guys know.
Chris can testify this. My Panthers got hit with like 4 or 5 delay of games and false starts, all of which were like very questionable in the first half of that Dolphins game. I didn't see one on the Eagles all last night.
I don't know.
Like,
There's
why?
bias. There's bias in the NFL, just like there's bias with the Chiefs also. You know, with the
I know, but
refs.
it's like everyone already hates the play. Like the least you can do if you're the NFL is hold the Eagles accountable when they mess it up.
Yo, and
Like that's all
guys,
I'm asking.
I don't want to ban it because I actually like to play when like a running back runs it 7-8 yards up the field, then the offensive line hustle and push him over for a first down. I actually think that's like great football. The problem with like this shitty tush push play is they're going to get a ban, so you can't push anyone or drive anyone. Like it's just it's bad.
Dude, they're so worried
I,
about injuries with the kickoffs and everything else, which has made the NFL just trash. But they're letting this play go on. You know what I'm saying?
No, and Chris, it is. You want to know what's trash, Mike and Chris? Everyone getting the ball at like the 35, 40-yard line. It was one of our bets that hit, thank God. But for instance, the kicker kicked it out of bounds on accident, and it wasn't even like a penalty because the team just gets the ball at the 40-yard
Anyway,
yard line. Like I didn't even feel bad about it. Like normally I would be like, oh, shocked. Like. But yeah, anyways, Chris, we're finishing up here, so we'll
I got to take off because my wife is going out. I got to watch the kids. But
Gotcha.
yeah, thanks guys. Let's go another great week. Last week was a hells of a lot better
4-0.
than yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better.
4-0,
Okay?
baby.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's pray. All right, see you, Chris. Anyways, Mike, I was thinking when we should get the closing line show going again if you're down for it. I don't know when to do it.
Yeah, we should. Maybe not this week, maybe not next week. I'm kind of in a tight situation right now, but yeah, we definitely need to do that again. I will say too, I don't know.
Maybe weekday on.
Yeah, I need to apologize to you though, because like I don't know if you've noticed, but my picks have been changing a lot lately, like throughout the week.
Oh no, dude!
Like we need to wait. The early line show I think is really good for bets like the Colts game, where it's like you have something great early that you know you can just automatically slam and be okay. The tough games are ones we should not be like overdoing on that.
Yeah, no, the show needs to be like 45 minutes to like an hour.
Yeah,
even
agreed.
if something crazy happens on Sunday,
Right.
like because like honestly, like if just that with the action and like for instance, okay, I'm not picking on Tom Brady. But like, let's say like it's a standalone game at 4. Like, let's say Tom Brady's on the Lions Chiefs game. I'm not saying he's on that game this week. And then we just have Titans on at 4. So you're probably going to be watching that game with sound. There's going to be a lot you want to react to. And I have like 30 minutes of stuff I want to say, especially with Tom Brady announcing, because like you're not getting any like feedback from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So like, yeah, we could go on like 45 minutes a game.
Yeah. So are you
So
proposing we do it like early in the day, or you want to do it at the
no,
same time?
or we could do it early Monday morning,
No,
but I don't think you want to do that.
yeah, I don't want to do that either. Okay,
I
I
have
thought you were saying we do it like 4 p.m., but no, let's keep it at midnight. I think that's
we
good.
could do it 4 p.m. Monday, but I think that
That's
might
too
be
late at that point, though. Yeah,
Is it? No,
I
but I
think
think
so.
you're right. Let me target it, but I don't know if 4 o'clock would work for you regardless.
No, yeah, let's just keep it at midnight, just like we did
Okay.
last year. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll suck it up and get it done. We'll just keep that, under an hour. We
yeah,
can't be
and like
going strong at 1:30 in the morning this year.
and people aren't seeing the live, so I gotta like do something about that. I tried doing something about it this time, so I mean maybe I have to like put it on monetize for the live, but that's kind of fucking annoying if you're watching a live. Like even when my wife's watching fucking church in Brazil, they fucking put in commercials when it's live, which is just like, yo,
So
what are we
stupid.
doing here? It's
That's so
like,
stupid.
it's all right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for coming on,
Yeah.
Mike. But yeah, like, dude, I thought you were apologizing because like sometimes I call you Tuesday before just to get some feedback on some picks, but like no.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, you're
Oh
good.
yeah, dude. I mean,
I changed my picks a lot throughout the week.
but also, Mike, like this year, like, because some people do the picks Tuesday, some people do them Thursday, some do them Friday. I always felt like Tuesday's better, and I'm going to stick doing it Tuesday, obviously. But I feel like this year is like a Thursday, Friday year, not giving myself.
All the injuries for sure.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of teams that are like up and coming that haven't been relevant in recent years, like the Cardinals, or I'm sorry, like the Jaguars, like the Colts, like the Seahawks, that we really need time to evaluate and see what they're doing. And like
and
you
Mike,
can't,
like,
you don't know them.
I don't know about the Seahawks Jags game. Like honestly, I don't know. And
Yeah,
I'm
please
just
don't bet
I
that.
kind of want to watch it as a fan. Like I wish that was one of the standalone games. Not saying we should have that like fucking Sunday night football. Don't fucking jump down my throat. But that I would prefer that as a standalone game than
Yeah,
Commanders
completely
Bears
agree.
is interesting. I have
To be
no
fair,
idea.
yeah, this is like the first good week of primetime games we've had in a while. Like we've seen some shit on Monday night this year, so it's nice to finally get like a full slate of good primetime games.
Yeah. And
Like
what's up,
even like knowing that last night was probably gonna be a bad game, like I was still looking forward to watching Eagles and Giants for Saquon's revenge game. Like that's a good storyline.
And I find Jackson Dart interesting.
Yeah.
And I found it funny. Like, listen, like we hate Russell Wilson. I think we started that back. Well, I started it, but I know you don't. You don't like really never like the cut of his jib, so to speak. But yeah, man, like you saw like the level drop when he just came in there for a few plays.
Oh
Like
yeah, seriously.
that was like confirmation.
And he threw one of the worst passes I've ever seen an NFL quarterback throw. Like didn't even hit the receiver's feet. It was like 3 yards away from anybody. Yeah, like that was bad. And you could see the look on Dayball's face. He's like, "Fuck, man, get my quarterback back in there."
Yeah, and were people seriously like mad about Dayball going to the time? Like, I don't think he was trying to risk anyone's fucking life. Like, he just wants to win a game. They're trying to win a game, and it's not like he wants like the fucking. They always make the connection between fucking Steve Gleason and people playing football, and I don't like it. I'm sure you know Steve Gleason, right? ALS.
Yeah, sense.
Like they always have to like make that connection, and it's just like, yo, can we just like watch the game? Like people get ALS, people get CTE in normal life. I'm not saying the fucking NFL safe, guys. Like I never thought it was safe.
Well,
like, do you guys think wrestling's safe? Like it's just
another coaching thing that pissed me off was that people were giving Jonathan Gannon crap because he chewed out his running back for dropping the ball before the goal line. Like that is a certified ass chewing when you do something like that. I don't know why, Jonathan Gannon got fined like $100K by the Cardinals, by his own team, for holding a player accountable.
And Mike, I'm not even like a tough love guy. Like I'm not like a motivate people by yelling guy. Like that's like not me. But at a certain point, you do lose it.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you pulled that crap on a high school football team, you're getting cut.
Yeah. And
Like,
Brian Webb, thank you for the super chat, $20. Thank you, man.
yeah,
But no, Mike, you're right, and it's just But what else did I want to ask you about? Yeah, but man, I kind of want just your opinion on the Tampa Bay 49ers game. So it's just that.
no, yeah,
Unless you
I
got
got
go on, go
one
on.
game I want to talk about. Raiders and Titans. What are we doing with this one? We haven't talked about that game at all.
Bro, honestly, like this is like one I don't know. I know everyone wants to take the points with the Titans, and
I don't.
while I want to applaud the fundamentals, like I don't like. I want to just give them a tap on the back for the fundamentals. I'm glad, like you guys are thinking like someone who's been gambling too long, but like, yeah, I can't.
Look, maybe I'm a degenerate, but let that spread keep coming down. Let the Raiders get down to -3, and I will gladly bet the Raiders on game day. Because let me tell you something, when push comes to shove, I don't care how outdated Pete Carroll is in his defensive philosophies. No, as I sent to you, no defensive coordinator should be playing cover 3 55% of the time. But at the end of the day, I will trust the culture and the team vibes and the motivational effort that Pete Carroll is bringing compared to what Brian Callahan is bringing.
Brian
And the fact,
Callahan's not sure, man. I'm finally happy
right?
people are seeing it. Like,
Yeah, and the Titans getting a win because the Cardinals fumbled their way to a loss like does not change anything for me.
yeah, I wish I just had something to say like kind about the Raiders though, but I don't.
Yeah, which is understandable. I don't
And
hate
I
that.
don't like the way they lost that Chicago game, and they didn't. I'm sure there was local media and like Raiders Twitter who were getting on Pete for the way he handled that late game situation against Chicago. But I got to be honest, like I hated it. I hated every minute of it. And I know Carlson's a fucking stud as field goal kicker, but I hated it. It just made me mad.
Yeah,
And
Ron Rivera did that a lot too with the
yeah,
Commanders and with Carolina.
and Gino throwing the ball all over the place, and they can't block anyone. And I feel like you
Normally,
need to throw the ball all over the Titans defense. I mean, you talk about bad secondaries in this league. They've been horrendous. I
yep.
don't know. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I know, like, Wiz is saying, like, Bowers is out, and I think Michael Myers out. But what the fuck has Michael Myers done to help any cause?
Yeah,
And
and
since
even
draft,
Brock Bowers, the Raiders haven't been getting Brock Bowers going this year. So it's like, I mean, you really don't have that much. They're not losing that much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brock
no, I
Bowers is a great
know.
player, but like it's not a detriment to their offense like it would have been last year because they
No,
haven't
but
been using him anyway.
No, but I agree. Like, I love the Raiders as well. And like, for instance, like I don't Vegas certainly isn't quitting on the Raiders. Like, I wanted to go over on the Gente over yards, and I thought maybe we would see like a 66.5, like we saw last week against the Colts. Not saying the Titans are good around defense, but just follow me here. It was like 78.5. So like Vegas isn't out on them. I mean, but it's tough to find like much positive vibes. But I mean,
Yeah,
some
no
Brian
question about it.
Allen, home cooking, like Cam Ward, starting to get in rhythm. Then a receiver drops a pass, then he sails one. Like, I mean, that's some good home cooking. I mean,
Right.
these Titans. I don't even know if it was you saying it. Someone said it to me. It's just someone said like lost him. Like, look at how many passes the Titans receivers drop. I think it might have been you, but
Yeah. When you were trying to hate on Cam Ward.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
one thing I will say about this game though, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like 5 or 6 combined interceptions in this game.
Yeah, but the
That's
Raiders gotta stop doing it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Gino should not be throwing this many picks. I don't know what he's doing.
I know. And like at least with Seattle, I know like the Raiders offense line hasn't blocked anyone the whole year. But the fact, okay, let's just bring it back to what you said about Brock Bowers, because what you first said is factually correct. It's like not like as big as loss as it should be because the dude's a fucking superstar in this league. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fucking superstar. And then like you're like, oh well, they're not using him right, which is completely yeah. Like, so that's where
He's just
I'm at.
not being featured in the offense.
Yeah.
But look, like, I mean, okay,
It's
don't
like
go crazy on that.
Brock Bowers might be a top 20 player in the league if you just take out the quarterbacks. Like, that's how good he is. So like it's crazy.
Here's the other thing too. If the Raiders lose this game, if you lose to the Titans, who's to say Pete Carroll keeps his job another month?
Who's to say anyone keeps their job?
Oh,
I
right,
mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying.
And
I
that
mean, Pete
team
Carroll
with
is
that loss.
well, yeah, with that ownership, like I can't see Pete Carroll going out that way. Like, he's gonna have these boys, even if it's not the prettiest game in the world. I'm sure Raiders fans will still be cussing at their TV, just like I was with the Panthers last week. Like, even if it's ugly, you have to trust them to find a way to win this.
Could you imagine how toxic that environment would be if they still played in fucking Oakland?
Oh boy.
Whoa.
I mean, it's bad in Vegas. But like, yeah, Raiders fans were different when they were in Oakland.
And like
on that baseball stadium
this year. So
let's say it again.
And they had expectations this year. Like,
yeah,
those Raiders fans in Oakland, like they would get going and they would get mad when there was like no expectations, when like Lamont Jordan was their best player. Like now it sucks not having them in Oakland anymore, man.
It does.
I can't vibe with this Las Vegas stuff. And we're not even old guys. Like, that's the fucking issue. We're not even old, and like that shit bothers me.
Well, I
know Raiders fans still are. Like, I know, Wiz, you're right. I mean,
I still can't get over the Rams moving to Los Angeles as opposed to staying in St. Louis.
And then
because they had a good thing going in St. Louis, I felt like that was a while ago, but like now everyone just goes into that stadium. By the way, did you see the thing that the Rams are pumping fake crowd noise into their stadium? Like any Niners Rams game, if you ever watch one of them in LA, it's just like a 49ers homecoming. You look at that stadium and it's all red.
I know that. I was just about to make that point. And the Chargers was bizarre. You remember when they were in LA playing in like the Galaxy?
The soccer stadium.
Yeah, and like they could barely sell out. What was it? The StubHub Arena? Like, it was like what, 23K, Mike, and they didn't even sell out of you.
Yep. And they would constantly like, I remember there was
pretty good product, man. It's like putting crack or fentanyl on the street. Like, kind of sells itself at this point. Like,
I remember when the Eagles played the Rams and the Chargers in LA in the same year, and the Eagles just took that stadium completely over both times.
And I remember doing the video. I'd be like, "Yo, the Chargers have another road game." I mean, if there's any team, any sort of fan base, like, yo, but yeah, man.
Yeah. Hey, one more thing before you go. We can end on this before I get out of here. So I had something for you. So you do the intros, right? Whenever you do your like weekly spreads, like for example, you get the Cowboys at the Panthers. Bryce Young for the Titans. I got the best idea for you. This would be hilarious.
Wow.
For this week, you would go, you got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. Ass. Because of what Cam Ward said about
Cam
ass.
Ward laid that up.
Yeah, you have to use that, man.
Yeah. He laid that
be Tennessee Titans ass. And hey, props to Cam Ward. Like, if I were Cam Ward, I would do the same. Because they are playing like ass. Like, they really are. But, oh my gosh, that was so funny that he said that. You need to use that.
Yeah. All right. Let's go, guys. Hit the like button, share the videos. Like they did have a nice setup in St. Louis. And
yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. One guy, I know, Reese, I know you probably live in Vegas, and I'm glad you have NFL stuff. Like, I get it. It's just like, yeah, man, like we should all shed a tear for Oakland losing.
To be fair, at least the Raiders only moved like a state away. It's not like they moved across the country.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Raiders in Los Angeles at the very least. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they kind of fit Los Angeles, and like, aren't they kind of the team? The team of Los Angeles is kind of like the 49ers and Raiders, regardless. I mean, maybe for like,
I would say so.
Yeah, right.
I feel like LA is just too civilized to be a Raiders town.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
agree.
civilized. You know what I'm saying? Like they have too much nice stuff there. Like the
Yeah.
Raiders need to be somewhere aggressive. And I think Vegas is a good spot for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So is
And
Oakland.
I think Oakland's a perfect place.
Yeah.
I mean, they
But,
might
all
have
right,
pushed
man.
all the people out of Oakland by now, though. So I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. So I mean, but anyways, all right,
Yeah, all right.
guys.
I'll get out of here, man.
Have a good one. Have a good one. Hit the like button. Patreon bets will be up later. Give me a little bit longer tonight. Just need to sort through the injury reports. Good chat tonight, by the way. See you, Reese. See you, Wiz. See you, D Wood. See you, Greg Gibson. Greg, you're firing in the chat every live call-in show. Have a good one, guys. Have a great weekend.